Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. We're in here rocking and rolling on a Wednesday morning. Get your breakfast pastry, get your pancake, egg, biscuit, whatever you got, coffee ready, set, in store. We got Bama Vision hitting you right now on the hottest network for all things Bama football content, the Bama Standard. With yours truly, Stephen M. Smith here. Happy to be with you on a Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. First and foremost, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. People, get in the chat line, show your love, show your support. We're taking all of your comments today. We're getting to your questions at the end. Like I mentioned, a lot to discuss and talk about, but smash that like button, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Be a part here of the conversation. Before we jump into topic number one of the discussion here, got to give a word out to our sponsors here. And the number one, you see that title towel back there? You see that thing right there? That whitwillsports.com. What you need to be having, starting your winning mentality as an Alabama football fan. We need to have 100,000 strong of these waving, screaming, jumping, yelling on Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium in the fall, showing that support to Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Thomas Whitaker, Lavelle Wilson, love those guys. They stand behind this product. I stand behind the product. whitwillsports.com. Go there right now. Get you a title towel today. If you use the promo code STANDARD, you get yourself a nice little discount there, courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standard. But then also, folks, have you ever thought about having real, natural stone in or around your home? Baby, don't you settle. Don't settle for subpar material. Get the real thing. Get the big boy. You go to Lamstone Company. Lamstone Company right here. I'm telling you, the oldest and natural stone. They do it right. You want that house. You want that proper building property. You want that project done right. You go to Lamstone Company, realrockstone.com. I'm telling you, Lamstone is located in beautiful Oneonta, Alabama, the Old Town. Go there right now. Go there right now to have all of your building project needs met. realrockstone.com, Lamstone Company. You'll be very proud that you did that. But we gotta have to talk about people. I mean, it's a lot. You look at AJ McCarron, former Alabama quarterback, had a conversation on the Dynasty podcast with Chris Stewart and Trent Richardson, looking at the wide receiver room being the top position on this year's team, especially offensively. And he named Germie Bernard, giving him huge praise, comparing him to one of the best Alabama receivers to come to the program. What was McCarron's comp for Germie Bernard? We'll get into that. Then we'll get into, Ryan Grubb, who was on Tide 100.9 in Tuscaloosa, the game with Ryan Fowler. Ryan Grubb gave his non-negotiables for what he wants to see when he goes about choosing a starting quarterback. What were those? We'll dive into those. And then we look at the Alabama inside linebacker room. Is it back? Can it be back to playing at an elite style of football? Crimson Tide graduated Jihad Campbell to the National Football League. He got selected at the number 32 overall pick in the first round of the NFL draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Tide does bring back, or has brought back, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson. It brought over Nakai Hill-Green from the transfer portal via Colorado. And it's got a lot of young names in that inside linebacker room as well, coached by Chuck Morrell, going from a upstairs off-field analyst role to now he's an on-field assistant coach defensively. So we're going to get into the inside linebacker play as well. But first and foremost, let's get to your comments, baby. We got some comments right here. Let's follow these comments, and we start off with my guy, Jason Sturkey. Jason. Let's go. Let's go, Jason. Let's get it. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Appreciate you being in here, Jason. Then we got the ever so real DP, not Dr. Pepper, Don Parker. Good morning and Roll Tide on the grind this morning, but checking in. Appreciate you, Don. My guy Bob Rutherford giving us that RTR and the hat and the heart emoji. Appreciate you, Bob. Southern Red is in here. Gotta love Southern Red every time she's in here. Good morning, Stephen, with the sunshine face, the sunglasses on. Appreciate you, Southern Red. We got that's just Don Parker confirming that he's here. He's in the show, but on the grind here. We got Son with that $4.99 in the super chats. Let's go. Appreciate Son in here. One time for the one time. Appreciate you, Son in here. Son, Roll Tide, folks. Appreciate you being a part here of the show. Roll Tide to you, Don Parker. Happy to have you in here this morning. Southern Red, give you that Roll Tide back there to Don Parker. But appreciate all of you guys being in the show early. Get your comments in, get your questions in. We're taking them at the end of the show. But we transition. Topic number one of the conversation. And AJ McCarron, like I mentioned, he was on the Dynasty podcast, Trent Richardson, Chris Stewart, and McCarron, and they're giving their thoughts on the top position group for Alabama heading into the season. And to no surprise, AJ McCarron goes, hey, I love these wide receivers, right? I like what Ryan Williams is about. He's on the cover of the EA Sports College Football 26 video game, and they're talking about the wide receiver room. But AJ took it a step further. He said the most underrated guy in the room is Germie Bernard. He said, Bama should have gotten him the ball more last year. He's a playmaker in every sense of the word, all over the field. The guy runs great routes. He's sure-handed. He can split defenders, get down the field, take it to the crib. He presents you everything that you need. The guy's a gamer. This is AJ McCarron talking about Germie Bernard, expecting him to have a marquee season. And Germ last year played well. 50 catches, led the team, 796 yards, 2 touchdowns. And as Bama got deeper into the 2024 season, Jalen Milroe relied more on Germ. He went more to Bernard. He really did. He went more to Bernard. He trusted Bernard a bit more because Germ was able to make critical plays when it mattered in the passing game, especially when defensive secondaries were starting to lock in more on Ryan Williams. So AJ McCarron likes what Germie brings to the table. But what got my attention was when the comp for Germie Bernard came up, Trent Richardson asked McCarron, so AJ, like, if you had to compare Bernard to guys that we played with, right? Guys like DeAndrew White, guys like Kenny Bell, guys like Kevin Norwood, does he remind you of any of those guys? And immediately, McCarron's response was, Germ is a Kevin Norwood type. I'm like, whoa, look at this. AJ says Germ, Kevin Norwood type. Germ sure-handed like Norwood was. Germ a bit more explosive than Norwood than Kev was, but Germ is a Kevin Norwood type. And it got my attention because Kevin Norwood is one of those receivers that, made his name among you, the Bama fans, by what he did in crunch time, by what he did in moments where you gotta have it, right? Norwood was underrated coming out of high school, D'Iberville, Mississippi. He was a 3-star in the 2009 class, redshirted his initial freshman year, but was on that 2009 BCS National Championship team. And Norwood grinded his way from being on the practice squad to being a big part of the rotation, being a marquee receiver, a marquee playmaker. But Norwood worked his way to where in matchups against LSU, the 2011 the 2012 BCS National Championship game off the 11 season. We all remember that game. Norwood basically turned Tyron Honey Badger Matthew into his son, just mossed him all night long. What Kevin Norwood had in that game, 5 receptions, all of them on top of Tyron Matthew. Norwood was big in that game. Crimson Tide shutting out LSU, smacking them down 21-0 in New Orleans to capture a national championship. And then in the fall of 2012, Norwood struck again on LSU in the regular season inside Tiger Stadium in Death Valley, where he had 3 major receptions on Alabama's final drive in the fourth quarter to set up the TJ Yeldon game-winning screen pass catch for a touchdown to win 21-17. Norwood just made big play after big play when you needed it. And like I said, wasn't highly recruited, wasn't heavily recruited, sure hands, made big plays, crunch moments, clutch time. When you needed big 83 showed up. So it's interesting that McCarron says Germie Bernard is big 83. Germie Bernard is Kevin Norwood. Germ, when you need a play, he's going to make it. He's a sure-handed guy. He's highly explosive. Should have gotten the ball more last year. Should have been involved in the offense more last year. But when you needed something, Alabama with Germie Bernard and Germie to play. And I'm looking forward to watching him even more this year, just due to, a lot of things are going to be looked at in Ryan Williams' direction. Absolutely. You do have other receivers on the roster. You do have Rico Scott, who's talented. You do have Jalen Mbakwe, who's talented. You do have Derek Meadows, Latzia Brooks. You have Jalen Hale, Isaiah Horton. You have so many receivers on this roster who are immensely talented. But when I look at Germ and his big play ability, his speed, his routes, his hands, his leadership, how he commands the room, how hungry he is. I remember an interview that he had on campus starting this offseason, and the question directed to him was, how would you describe the 2024 season? He didn't mince any words. He didn't mince any words. He didn't like the 2024 season, and he's hungry to win a championship this upcoming fall. So to hear that praise from McCarron referring to Bernard as he's Kevin Norwood-esque, he's a Kevin Norwood type, bit more explosive than Kev, but he can give you exactly what Kev brought in terms of settling a quarterback in, being that safety security blanket, being that dependable wideout, being that guy that can not just catch it for you when you need it, but also have the ability to turn around, get up and down the field, and make something shake in terms of scoring touchdowns. So I'm really excited there. When you look at across Kevin Norwood's career, Norwood, as I mentioned, 81 catches for his career, 1,275 yards, 12 touchdowns. That 2013 season was Norwood's best year, 38 catches, 568 yards, and 7 scores. Came in 2009, was a part of 3 BCS national championships, including 2 2011 and 2012, where he played a massive role in both of those. So Norwood was key, but AJ McCarron says, keep your eyes on this man, big Germinator, Germie Bernard, being a Kevin Norwood type. So that's interesting there, man. That's really interesting. Love Germ. Love what Germ's going to be able to bring to the table. And want to see this whole Kevin Norwood thing come into fruition for him. But as always, people, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, come in, be a part of the conversation. We're hitting you hottest morning show for all things Bama football, Bama athletics, Bama Vision. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, that hits you every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Showtime has switched from Monday to Wednesday, but we still have the same time slot here at 9 a.m. Hit that subscribe button to be a part here of your favorite Bama network, your favorite Crimson Tide channel, the Bama Standard. We're hitting you with all things Bama football here. Also, get you that title towel right there. If you see that towel hanging right behind me on the wall here, this starts the mentality. This starts the game-winning mindset for you as an Alabama football fan. And you're addicted to Bama, you can't get enough of this program, then we want to see 100,000 of these towels going strong, waving strong, yelling, screaming on Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And no matter what the game is, you got to have your towel. Go to whitwillsports.com. That's whitwillsports.com. Bottom of the screen there. You click on that. Use the promo code standard. Get you a nice little discount courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standard. Get you that title towel today. But going back to look at some of your comments here, as you guys are continuing to comment in. Let's see here. We got my guy, son right here. Son. Kevin Norwood was him. Big H-I-M, no doubt. Kevin Norwood was the real deal. Kevin was the real, especially when Bama needed it in clutch moments. Kevin Norwood in pivotal moments, Norwood came through helping out his quarterback, AJ McCarron. I feel like Germie Bernard is going to be huge in the same way, helping out this quarterback room led by Ty Simpson. Raj Ragsdale, my guy Raj, who came up with the nickname Germinator. So if you want to give credit to where the Germinator nickname came from, look no further than Raj Ragsdale here, part of the Herb and Raj podcast. He came up with the nickname there. Southern Red writes in, Germie is going to get fed way more this season. All of the wide receivers will, with Ty at the helm. And Southern Red, I agree with that. Ty's going to want to spread the sugar around. Kind of like how Tua Tagovailoa did it, spread the sugar around. Kind of like how Bryce Young did it, spread the sugar around. I look at Ty Simpson the same way. He's going to spread the ball around, get everybody involved, and that's going to even make the run game all the more dangerous there. Appreciate you on that, Southern Red. See Bama giving us that roll tide. Appreciate you, see Bama, helping us out here on the show. Let's see. Son writes in, Ty Simpson, not a pocket passer. Looking at his high school tape, he's more of an out-of-the-pocket, backyard football type guy. When you look at his high school tape, son, coming out of Westview High School in Martin, Tennessee, Ty had that Johnny Manziel run around, extend the play, kind of like that Fran Tarkenton run around, extend the play, make crazy throws. That's Ty Simpson's game. Now, of course, he's gotten more mature with his mental processing, mental clock, getting the ball out faster, making the proper reads up and down the field. And, he's got pocket awareness, right? He's got pocket awareness. He plays from within the pocket. But where Ty's the most dangerous is when he can get outside that pocket, still keep his eyes downfield, and extend the play, setting up wide receivers with pinpoint passing, right? So that's one of the biggest things that Ty does there. Whitwell Sports, my guys, Tower, yes, sir! Talking about Kevin Norwood, Germie Bernard, that comp that was made in the first topic. All hands, Kevin Norwood, absolutely all hands. Big time playmaker. Raj saying, LOL, appreciate that, sir. Yes, Raj, you did coin the Germinator. I am going to give you your flowers here, Raj. You did say that. You did call him the Germinator there. Let's see here. Whitwell showing that love, that Raj there. Jay Walker in the Belden Road Tide Bama family. Appreciate you, Jay Walker, joining us live here. Whitwell Sports opens up the field. It does. when you have a quarterback that shares the sugar, spreads the love around to the entire wide receiver room, it does open up the whole field to you. Jay Walker comes back with Germ is going to have a breakout year. I'm really excited to see what Germ is going to be able to do here in the upcoming season. But we're going to now transition here to topic number 2 of this discussion, and this goes to Ryan Grubb and the quarterback room. So Coach Grubb was on the game, Ryan Fowler, 100.9, tied 100.9 out of Tuscaloosa last week. And one of the questions, and Grubb spoke on a lot on the game, spoke on a lot. And it's awesome seeing Grubb in Tuscaloosa now. After 2023, Saban tried to get him. It didn't work. 2024, the boys like, look, homie, come on with me. Come on over here. Grubb's like, I'm not ready for that, big dog. I'm not ready for that. But then 2025, Grubbs finally goes, all right, big homie, I'm ready. I'm going to come follow you to Tuscaloosa and really make something special happen out of this. So Grubb here went through the whole spring with the Crimson Tides, now the summer, now the offseason. So he's on the game with Ryan Fowler discussing a lot of aspects. But the biggest one was his non-negotiables, his rules for Bama quarterbacks. There are 2 things Grubb looks for when he's choosing a quarterback. He looks for, number 1, decision-making, right? How great are you making decisions, processing the information? And number 2, how consistent are you out on the field? He looks at both of those aspects. And it's really interesting how his mindset of this, it trickles back to what Saban would always say at the quarterback position. Saban would always say, how well do you manage what's going on the field? You can be explosive as a quarterback. You can be highly explosive. But in you being highly explosive, how well do you manage these situations on the field in terms of your decision making? How well do you manage getting the ball to the right playmaker? How well do you manage throwing guys open if they need to be thrown open? How well do you manage changing the play at the line of scrimmage that may be a bad play, checking out of a bad play, and checking into a good one? How well do you manage shifting the pass protection? How well do you manage a lot of this, right? That's what Ryan Grubb is asking out of his quarterback room. How well do you manage your decision-making from pre-snap to you getting the ball off the snap to post-snap? How well do you handle all of this? Like what is your decision-making? Right, that's number 1. Number 2 for Grubb, the consistency in which you make those decisions. Can you stack together good play on good play on good play on good play, right? How are you stacking this? That's number 2 thing. How are you stacking this together? Are you stacking together good decisions each and every time out? And as he broke down the room to Fowler, the first thing he mentioned, when you look at Todd Simpson, the older guy in the room, the oldest guy in the room, the leadership there, what he did all spring to improve himself and set himself apart as QB1 still right now. Ryan Grubb has not shied away from the statement he made after spring practice. If the season started right now, if August 31st, if August 30th was right now, if we're heading down to Tallahassee, Florida right now to take on Florida State to open the season, Ty Simpson is QB1. He is. Ryan Grubb not coming off that statement. And he talked about it. Look, Ty has done what we asked him to do. He's put in the work. In the spring, he looked the most polished. In the spring, he best decision-making. In the spring, did everything that we needed him to do, right? So that, Ty Simpson. So he mentioned that, about Ty. If the season started right now, Simpson is QB1. When you go to Austin Mack here, the main thing that Grubb wants to see from Mack is putting everything together. Grubb loves the size at 6'6", 230 pounds for Austin Mack. Mack's got NFL size, NFL length as a quarterback. You look at things on the next level, Mack's got that size. He's got that quarterback build, right? But we also have to understand when Austin Mack came, he was still young, real young. Keep in mind, Mack was 17 backing up Michael Penix Jr. at Washington. So he was young, right? Like Ryan Williams was. And so Austin came to Alabama. Last year was his first year. You're behind Jalen Milroe. You are behind Ty Simpson. And even though, you follow Kalen DeBoer, you follow Jamarcus Shepard, you follow Nick Sheridan to Alabama. And even though you have kind of a leg of understanding up in this offense with Ryan Grubb, because you've seen this offense, you've practiced in this offense, you have experience in this offense, Mack is still learning too. Mack is still learning how to put all of his tools together, make them sharp to where he can be a complete player. The ingredients are there. Everything's there. It's just now putting it in order. That's where Austin Mack is. And then when you look at Keelan Russell, according to Ryan Grubb, the ability to see the field is there. The arm talent is there. The mental capacity, the mental capacity is there. With Key Russ, the young man is special. The young man is special. All you want to see from Key Russ in him continuing to compete is to really show out here in fall camp, right? And my heart goes out to him and his family in the loss of his twin sister, Kirsten, which that was awful. That was terrible. And you want to talk about the team has rallied behind, Key, and the players have rallied around him. The coaches have rallied around him. And if you want an indicator of the move for Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb was a good move by Alabama. If this coaching staff is able to take what Keelan Russell just went through, and they're able to guide him to the other side of this, and he becomes a better man, better player, better teammate, better quarterback, better overall individual after what he's experienced, then you got to give this coaching staff a huge kudos. They're being able to do that because he's facing he's in marquee adversity right now, losing his sister, losing his twin, losing his best friend, losing somebody that he's been around, he grew up with his whole life. And now you have to be able to pick up those pieces, play for her, dedicate this season to her, but also push forward knowing that she wants you to still go out there and ball. She still wants you to go out there and succeed. She still wants you to go out there and still dominate on the field as a quarterback at the University of Alabama. So if this coaching staff can find a way to guide Keelan Russell through, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Incredible story. Incredible story. But just the football piece of this, Key Russell's gifted. The football piece of this, the field awareness, the arm talent, the ability to make so many variety of great throws on the field coming from the hardest region, the hardest level of high school football. We're talking in the state of Texas, Duncanville High School, where he was a two-time state champion. There's a lot of excitement here for Keelan Russell. A lot of excitement. And he's going to get a chance to play. Should get a chance to play quite a bit this season. There's a lot of excitement here on the side of Key Russ. So when you look back at Ryan Grubb. Grubb wants decision-making. Grubb wants consistency. Grubb wants leadership. Grubb wants who is going to put us in the best position to have defensive backs play with nervous energy, because we're going to take shots at the opposing defense. We're going to have balance, going to run the football, absolutely, but we're going to take shots at opposing defensive secondaries. So which quarterback puts us in the best situation to have DBs, corners, and safeties play with nervous energy, while at the same time, which one puts us in position to get what we truly want, that being to the college football playoff, contend for a national championship, and have this offense humming on all cylinders. That's the main thing for Ryan Grubb. So really enjoyed his conversation with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9. I thought that was really insightful, but his just non-negotiables. You look at quarterbacks, the guys have to have the right decision maker, number one. And number two, they've got to be consistent on the field, playing with excellence at that position. But, folks, as always, if you're just tuning into the show, let me tell you what you need to do. You need to hit that like button. Hit that like button, smash that, hit that subscribe button, get in and be a part of the conversation. We're taking your comments. We're asking your questions we're answering your questions at the end on the hottest morning show out here, Bama Vision. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, on the Bama Standard Network on Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Time. It's a great joy starting my day with you and all of you, the Bama family, starting your day with me here. But a few more of your comments here. We get into the final topic of conversation. We got my man Ephraim in here. Roll Tide to everyone, everywhere. Appreciate you, Ephraim. We got Herb and Raj podcast in here. Roll Tide, everyone. You guys check out the Herb and Raj podcast. My guys, Herb and Raj Ragsdale, phenomenal. Check out that podcast. It's streaming on the Bama Standard Network. You guys, if you love just guys that know their stuff, that bring comedy, that bring laughs, that engage the whole room, check out the Herb and Raj podcast. You will not be disappointed in doing that. Absolutely. And thanks to all of you guys commenting in. Don Parker writes in, hopefully Bama is not just passing to one receiver this season. They also need to get an efficient run game and get the tight ends involved more. But it all starts with the O-line. That's true, Don. Everything starts with the O-line. And this is Chris Kapovic. Coach Cap has to have his best five on the field, his best starting five on the field to operate that offensive front. We know what we're looking at Parker Brailsford, that of which we know. We want to see better footwork from Caden Proctor. We want to see Jaden Roberts stay healthy. At that left guard position, I would like to see Cam Dewberry transfer from Texas A&M, take that spot. Right tackle, I want to see Wilkin Formby pop, be that guy, and start that right tackle. But that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. But you got to have the best five on the field to get this done. I think Alabama will not just pass to one wide receiver this season just due to who the starting quarterback is going to be. Ty Simpson is going to spread the ball everywhere. So it will not just be Ryan Williams. Everybody on this offense will be involved. But it starts off with the offensive line, protecting the quarterback, setting up this run game with my guys, Jam Miller, Richard Young, Daniel Hill, Dre Washington, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere, the whole group. You got to be able to go pound for pound, hat on a hat, man on a man, mow these defensive players down and get that run game going. And Ryan Grubb also talked about that. He mentioned, hey, physicality is what it takes to win in the SEC. Physicality is what it takes to win a national championship. We got to be able to run the football. We got to be able to run the football so that our passing game can make these defensive secondaries play with nervous energy. And yes, get the tight end involved. I mean, get Josh Cuevas involved. You know what you're getting with him. Get Danny Lewis involved. Get Jay Lindsey involved. Get Brody Dalton and Jack Samarco, your 2 transfers, involved. Get the tight end position involved as well. But everything starts with the offensive line. You are correct there, Don Parker. Herb and Raj podcast. The ball will absolutely get spread around this season. It will be. You got all of these mouths you're trying to feed. And Ryan ain't the only one. You got to feed Isaiah Horton. You got to feed Germie Bernard. You got to feed Rico Scott. You got to feed Lancia Brooks. You got to feed Jalen Hale. You got running backs out the backfield that can catch the football. You got to feed those guys. That ball will be distributed a whole lot more this season. Herb and Raj podcast, running backs will get fed as well. Absolutely. The running backs will get fed this season. It's going to be a good year, guys. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a productive year. This offense is going to look more dynamic. Why? First and foremost, you have a coordinator that is a cut above. Ryan Grubb is a cut above. He's aggressive. He's going to take shots. He's going to bring balance. He's going to manipulate the scheme and the system to get his guys open, to get his guys in position to where they can have success. They can create that kind of momentum, right? I've said this. Nick Sheridan, Tommy Reese, they were okay. But when you've been spoiled by better than okay, when you've been spoiled by elite, right? Okay becomes a downgrade. When you've been spoiled by Lane Kiffin, elite. When you've been spoiled by Michael Knoxley, elite. When you've been spoiled by Steve Sarkisian, elite, going to just okay, downgrade. You want to get back to where's the eliteness? Where's the cut above? Where's the creme de la creme? Where's the top of the top, right? That's what you want to get back to. When I look at Ryan Grubb, he represents that top of the top. Just my opinion there. But looking forward to the season here. Southern Red writes in, I think it's going to be a great year. Southern Red, I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a great year. With how the schedule is set up, you got to go down there, handle that business first against Florida State. Got to do that. Got to handle that business in all of the games that were road games last year, now home games this year that you lost a season ago, referring to Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma. Got to handle that. But I look at how the schedule is set up, the talent that's back on the roster, and this coaching staff under Coach DeBoer that's hungry to prove itself to let people know we can run this thing here in the Southeastern Conference. A lot of excitement for the season. A lot of excitement here. Let's see. Don Parker, we will see what type of year this team has. I'm not predicting anything. And I don't expect you to, Don, especially after the last few seasons. We've been hit with what we're going to do, what we can do, what we may do. And I mentioned this on last week's show. You guys are about pure action now. You are done with the can-do speeches. You are done with the politicking. You are done with, the lip service, right? You guys want pure action on the field. That's what you guys want. You are craving pure action on the field. And that's what I'm looking for Alabama to deliver, pure action on the field. Don writes in, especially after losing the Vandy, Rocky Flop, OU, and Michigan. That was rough. Losing all 4 of those games last year, going 9-4 on the season. Losing to Vanderbilt at Nashville. Losing to Tennessee and Knoxville. Losing to Oklahoma and Norman in a game where you only score 3 points. Losing in the ReliaQuest Bowl to Michigan in a game to where the defense played well, but the offense kept giving the ball back to Michigan. So, Don, I agree with you. Southern Red, we were missing Grubb's fire and scheme/adjustments last year. DeBoer and Grubb are better together. Southern Red, they are. And this is why I said the hire of Grubb stabilizes DeBoer. Because DeBoer is like, I got my dude. I got my guy who I was with at Sioux Falls and won a few NAIA championships with. I got my guy who I was with at Fresno State, and we turned Jake Haener into an NFL quarterback. I got my guy who I was with at Washington, and we took Michael Penix Jr. and made him a two-time 4,000-yard passer. And we took Michael Penix Jr. and we made him a top 10 NFL draft pick. We took receivers like Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk, and Jalen McMillan, and we made the NFL draft receivers. We took a Dylan Johnson as a running back, and we made him a near 1,200-yard rusher. So Grubb and DeBoer are better together. DeBoer knows Grubb, I ain't got to look over his shoulder. He an OG coordinator. I don't got to worry about is what he going to do going to work. He an OG at the thing. He an OG at it. I can step off and let him do his thing because he knows exactly what he's doing. So, absolutely. Alabama, I think, did miss out on the fire, the scheming, the adjustments, the balance that Ryan Grubb is going to bring here to this offense. But continue, people. Get your thoughts in. Get your comments in. We're taking questions at the end of the show. So looking forward to getting more of your questions at the end, getting your comment section in the comment. Ephraim writes in, if Grubb gets hired by another school, don't want him in the SEC. Hey, from right now, bro, let's just focus on he's at Alabama right now and focus on him being at Alabama. Now, thankfully, when you look at DeBoer, he has such a connection with his assistant coaches that they don't want to leave him. They like to have that continuity there. Like to build that continuity. So we're going to be just excited about him at Alabama and having that continuity in line with this program. But we get now the final topic here, Bama Nation, of conversation, and that being the inside linebacker room. And can the Alabama inside linebacker play be elite again? And this is under Coach Chuck Morrell, who has gone from being an off-field upstairs analyst to being an on-field assistant, inside linebackers coach. So we've seen in the past the inside linebacker play be dominant at Alabama, whether it was guys like Keith McCants and whether it was Keith McCants and Derek Thomas, whether it was with guys like Marvin Constant being an elite player as an inside linebacker, whether it was guys like D'Amico Ryans and Freddie Roach doing that as an inside linebacker, whether it was guys like Rolando McClain playing elite as an inside linebacker, Donta Hightower, C.J. Mosley, Nico Johnson, Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster. Bama had some elite guys at that inside linebacker position. Guys that could go sideline to sideline, shoot the gap, make the tackle, stop the run, get to the quarterback. Guys that could change the play at the line of scrimmage, put guys where they need to be. But at the same time, those guys flying in like heat-seeking missiles and blowing stuff up, right? Blowing stuff up. So you had elite play at the inside linebacker position at Alabama. Can that elite play return, right? And you start off this question with Deontay Lawson. D-Law coming back. D-Law, former four-star 2021 class from Mobile, Alabama. D-Law is back. Had a leg injury last year against Oklahoma, missed the remainder of the season. Decides to come back. Lawson, of whom we've seen the Rolando McClains from Decatur, Alabama, win a national championship as the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker. We saw C.J. Mosley from Theodore, Alabama, win a national championship as a starter at the command center at Mike linebacker. We saw Reggie Ragland from Madison, Alabama, win a national championship from that position, Mike linebacker. inside linebacker. We saw the combination of Sean Dion Hamilton, who's from Montgomery, and Rashaan Evans, who's from Auburn, Alabama, win the national championship at inside linebacker. We've seen the in-state player at that Mike linebacker position really take ownership of the team and push that team to a natty. When I look at Deontay Lawson, here's another in-state guy. Yes, he a bit quieter than those other guys that I mentioned. Chuck Morrell has opened his eyes up to you got to talk, you got to be more vocal, you got to be more in your communication. But I look at Dion. He's trying to become a high draft pick next year, right? And you want him to enter fall camp healthy. And he more than likely should enter fall camp healthy coming off the injury that he suffered. But what I want to see from Dion is him being the leading tackler on this team. Him being the leading enforcer on this team. Because when you watch Rolando McClain, he was the leading enforcer. Everybody went as Rolando went. Everybody went as C.J. Mosley went. Everybody went as Reggie Ragland went. Everybody went as Reuben Foster went. Everybody went as Sean Dion Hamilton, Rashaan Evans went. And I kind of want Deontay Lawson having that same mindset. Everybody going as he's going, right? Everybody's going as he's going. So Dion, want to see him have a breakout year. Want to see him have a dominant year to where Bama can get back to having that elite play, that elite performance that we know what we're getting at inside linebacker. That's for Deontay Lawson. When I look at Justin Jefferson, this is a home I am more than excited to see back because last year, I mean, he showed the ooh-wee hitting, tackling, knock you out, wrap you up, stuff you in the backfield ability. Justin Jefferson showed a lot of that last year. And I feel like with his speed, he's got the ability to pressure the quarterback as well. I go back to last year, there were moments Alabama had to Jihad Campbell because he was so versatile. He played at that sting position at linebacker, kind of that off-ball role, but he also would slide down into that wolf pass rusher position because he could get after the quarterback, right? And when I look at Justin Jefferson, that same versatility, right? He can play in the middle. He can play the mic. He can be the green dot communicator, but he can also slide down to that wolf spot and light up the quarterback. He can also stay at sting, go sideline to sideline, play off the ball, shoot the gap, and destroy a running back. There's a lot of versatility with Justin Jefferson. There's a lot of that. And him making that inside linebacker play elite again is something. He's going to play a massive role in that. His versatility means a lot, shows a lot, says a lot. And then you've got Nakai Hill-Green, the transfer from Colorado, who was Colorado's leading tackler last season. And now he's in Alabama. Now, of course, the notion with him, he's more of the run stuffer, pure run stopper. Not saying he cannot be great in pass coverage, which he can be. Not saying that he cannot rush the quarterback, which he absolutely can. But the thing on him is he's kind of more that traditional hit the gap, stop the run, play at the point of attack, hit the mesh point, that kind of thing, right? But he can develop into that pass rusher if Alabama needs from the beat. He can develop into that guy that can play in coverage if Alabama needed him to be. Just right now, more of that that run stopper. And then you got young guys in the room when you discuss Abdul Sanders in there. You've got Luke Metz in the room. You've got Duke Johnson in the room. There's a lot of young inside linebackers in that room. And they are going to get an opportunity to do what they can do. You got QB Reese in the room, another young name that's in that inside linebacker room. So that group, with the coaching of Chuck Morrell and with Kane Womack being able to just focus on dialing things up as a defensive coordinator, that inside linebacker room has an opportunity to return to playing an elite style of football again. The question is, can they put it together on the field? Starting off with Deontay Lawson, that's the question. If they can put it together all on the field, starting with D-Law having a breakout year. Yes, he's coming back from injury. We all know this. We're kind of really concerned. Can he be back strong? Can he be back playing at a high level? Will it not be a D-Law that's kind of playing it safe and not wanting to get hurt again, so he doesn't play at a high level? Because you don't want another Dylan Moses situation. And I hate what happened to Dylan Moses. Dylan gets hurt, and then the very next year he comes back. He's not the same. Dylan's just not the same. So you do not want that for Deontay Lawson. So for me, my thing is going to be him being back full go. Jeff Allen, the training staff, the team doctors have got D-Law full go, ready to be back on the field and making the impact he needs to make to have this defensive front play elite, dominant style of football at that inside linebacker position. But, man, appreciate all of you guys being a part here of the show, being a part here of the conversation. Remember, you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, you be a part of all things Bama football, all things Bama athletics, the Bama standard, and hitting this morning show up, highest morning show out here, Bama Vision with yours truly, Stephen M. Smith. Happy to have you guys here with me in the morning. But right now, we're going to get to a little bit of a Q&A time, a little Q&A segment, so you, the fans, can get your questions in to interact with me here on the show. And let's get some questions right now. Let's get some questions. We got Son here who writes in, landing spot for Amari Cooper, future Tide analyst. I would love for Coop to come back at Alabama and be a part of the coaching staff. One of the greatest to ever do it. Route runner, tactician, savvy, great hands, smooth, all-around baller. And prior to Devontae Smith, Coop was the all-time and everything for Alabama. So that would be awesome if he was to come back and be a part of this coaching staff. But we'll see where Coop ends up. I would love for Coop to get a Super Bowl. I would love for him to find a team, maybe the Baltimore Ravens, maybe if he can find his way to join the Philadelphia Eagles, maybe he can find his way to join the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe can you put him with the Detroit Lions and Jameson Williams, maybe? I mean, find him a team where he can contend for a championship. Maybe put him with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Baltimore Ravens. I'm just saying, put him there. I mean, with the Washington Commanders getting back right with Jaden Daniels. I mean, the only big-time receiver that they have that make you afraid of them is Scary Terry McLaurin. If you put Amari Cooper with Scary Terry and Jaden Daniels, there's something there. I don't know which NFL team would pick him up, but I would like for somebody to land Coop here if he wants to continue playing. But appreciate Son there for that question. Don Parker writes in, my question regarding this receiver room, will they be unselfish, play as a unit, and block? Will the coaching staff also understand the level of talent they have and not just target one receiver. Both questions done. I think the wide receiver room will be unselfish. They'll play as a unit. They will all block together. I mean, keep in mind, last year's room, you had Ryan Williams, who just came in. He was not on campus for spring ball. He just came in. So he's trying to figure out where he's going to be. You have a Jalen Hale who got hurt. He was supposed to have been in that rotation, but he got hurt. I mean, you had so many things that went on. I mean, last year, you're bringing in a whole different coaching staff. Players are trying to learn them. They're trying to learn the players. It was a lot of transitioning done. So it was a lot of trial by fire. So now, a whole year under their belt, they're going to be a lot better. They're going to be unselfish. They're going to play as a unit, and they will block for their teammates. And I think the coaching staff does recognize the talent in the room. And that goes back to having the right play caller. Ryan Grubb knows the talent he's got in this room, and he's going to utilize everybody. It will not just be overly reliant on Ryan Williams. Ryan is going to get his, but Germie's going to get his. Isaiah Horton's going to get his. Other guys on this roster, they're going to get theirs. So I think they're going to spread the ball around, absolutely. But I do see balance. I do see unselfishness from this wide receiver room. But appreciate Don there for his question. Let's get some more of these. Let's see here. Son writes in, how key can Dave Womack be as an extra defensive coordinator for this defense in season 2? Well, Dave Womack, the father of Kane Womack, the creator of the 4-2-5 swarm defense, I think Dave continuing to help out Kane and Kane getting advice and tips from his dad on how to fine-tune this defense, make it even more dangerous. I think it's going to be very key because now Kane is not having to juggle coaching the linebackers and running the defense. You got Chuck Morrell coaching the linebackers. So now Kane can take a step back and go, how can I really tool this defense from just an architectural standpoint to make it that much more lethal? And I think Daddy Womack is going to play a huge role in helping Kane put this together in terms of, hey, maybe you should do this. Hey, tweak it to this right here. Hey, shift some things around. Father and son, they're probably having conversations right now, son, this in the summer to tweak this thing up and have this thing be more lethal. But appreciate son there for his thoughts. Herman Raj Podcast writes in, Stephen, if you were forced to buy a jersey for one player on this team, who would you choose? If I was forced to buy a jersey from one player on this team, who would I choose? That's a good question. If I'm forced to buy a jersey, you know what? Let me stop tripping. I know exactly who I'll buy a jersey from. I would buy a jersey from Bray Hubbard. I'm buying a Bray Hubbard jersey, period. Just the way that guy plays. That guy, natural headhunter. That guy knows for the football as a safety. That guy dissecting plays. That guy lowering the boom. I would buy a jersey from Bray Hubbard, period. That would be the jersey that I would buy. But let's see. We got Don writes back in. One aspect that concerns me about this team, special teams. You got the kicker and Connor Talty. You've got guys that can return kicks and punts, whether it's Ryan Williams, whether it's Jalen Mbakwe, Cole Adams is back. You got some guys in the return aspect. The only concern I may have is punter with James Burnip gone, but they locate that guy fall camp, then you got your punter. But kicker, Connor Talty is doing that, and you've got guys in the return aspect that can take it to the house. But appreciate you guys writing in. Todd writes in, update on Keon Keeley. Does he get meaningful snaps this year? Keeley had a very good spring. He has officially gotten comfortable in his position at Bandit, the defensive line. He's gotten comfortable with that. I think he gets meaningful reps in the rotation this year. I think he gets meaningful reps. He's comfortable. He knows what he has to do now. I think he gets meaningful reps in the rotation this year. Like I say, John Caulfield writes in, will the defense be the strongest part of the team for Bama this year with all the starters for last year coming back? I think it would be. I think it would be. You know, the offense has got some starters back. With the defense having the entire defensive line back, you got all of your linebackers back except for Jahad Campbell and Q Robinson. Your secondary is back with the exception of Malachi Moore. Defense should be the strongest part of the team with the starters coming back and a whole year under Ken Womack. But John Copeland, appreciate that right there from you. Tolbert saying OG. Morning, Steven. How are those DBs? I would love to see them play the ball more and get interceptions instead of pass interference. DBs are doing well. I mean, those guys, Damani Jackson's having a good summer. Xavier Brown, Dijon Lee. It's going to be fun to see where Dijon Lee is in this defense. Is he an outside boundary corner, or where does Kane Womack put him? Keon Sabb's going to be good. Bray Hubbard's going to be good. You got so much depth here in that defensive secondary. I think those DBs are going to be fine here in the upcoming season. I appreciate all of you guys for writing in and being a part here of the conversation here. Southern Red writes in, I love Milroy as a person, but in regards to last year, he kind of held the team hostage. The ball didn't get distributed enough for other players to showcase their talents. Absolutely, Southern Red. Couldn't said it better myself. You love Milroy as a person. You love what he did and how he kept the team together through the transition of Saban going out, DeBoer going in. But as far as just simply a quarterback and distributing the football and getting the playmakers involved, you didn't see that much. You didn't see that much at all. So having this quarterback room led by Ty Simpson, you are going to see that more guys getting a chance to show what they can do on the field. But appreciate all of you guys getting your questions, getting your interaction on with me here on the show. Appreciate all of you guys being a part here of Bama Vision this morning. As always, you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button to be a part here of the conversation. You can follow me on Twitter, X Twitter, at Coaching M. Smith. Once again, that's Coaching M. Smith on social media. Follow me right there. You can catch me every Wednesday right here doing Bama Vision. You can catch me on the BamaStandard.com network, posting articles out. You can catch me, doing the Bama Standard show. Been on a little break here, but I'll be making my return to the Bama Standard show. You can catch me on Talking Bama back soon. That's where you can catch me. But also, you can follow our entire cast. Bottom of the screen here. We have so many shows for you guys. So many shows here. And whether your flavor is Bama Vision, whether your flavor is the opening kick, whether your flavor is the Bama Standard Show, whether your flavor is Herb and Raj Podcast, whether your flavor is Crimson Dynasty, it doesn't matter what your flavor is, we got you. Whether your flavor is Constantly Smoking, whether your flavor is College Football Chatter, doesn't matter what your flavor is, we got you every single day here on the network, the Bama Standard. You lock yourself in right here. You get nothing but the non-stop best here in Crimson Tide Athletics and Crimson Tide Football Talk. With your flavors Talking Bama, got you right here as well. So you guys, as always, be blessed, man. Be good. Enjoy your Wednesday. Till next time, folks. Roll Tide.